All right, let's be real for a second. I think we've all been sold a really specific, kind of toxic image of what discipline is supposed to look like. You know, the 5 a.m. wake up calls, the perfectly color coded planner, this almost militant rejection of anything fun. And it makes you feel like if you can't maintain that, you're just a lazy person with no self control.
Oh, absolutely. It's presented as this constant state of war with yourself. And who wants to sign up for that? It's exhausting. So you end up swinging between these intense bursts of being good and then total burnout, feeling even worse than when you started.
Exactly. So, if that cycle sounds familiar, if you've ever felt like you're your own worst boss, a really mean drill sergeant living in your head, then consider this episode a conversation about a better way. We're talking about how to be more disciplined without the self loathing.
Hey everyone, it's Aura, and this is for anyone who sets a goal on Sunday night with the best intentions. And then by Tuesday afternoon, it's like, what happened? You're scrolling, you're snacking, you're doing anything but the thing you said you'd do.
And I'm Karla. We're not coming at this as people who have it all figured out. Like, I struggled with this for years. I'd get motivated by a video or a book, go super hard for a week, and then crash. What we're exploring today is a more sustainable, kinder, and honestly more effective approach to discipline. One that's less about punishment and more about building trust with yourself.
Because at its core, that's what real discipline is. It's not suffering now for some distant future. It's becoming someone your future self can rely on. It's the ultimate form of self-respect.
I think the first thing we have to do is dismantle that punishing mindset. For the longest time, my version of discipline was just guilt. I'd guilt trip myself into working out, and I'd feel ashamed for not working enough. And that is a terrible foundation. It makes every task feel like a chore you're being forced to do.
Right. And it's completely unsustainable because it drains your willpower. The psychologist and author Kelly McGonigal talks about how willpower is like a muscle. It can get tired. If you're spending all your mental energy beating yourself up, you have nothing left for the actual task. The shift happens when you stop seeing discipline as a fight against a bad you and start seeing it as a commitment to a future you that you care about.
That's the key. It's moving from being your own warden to being your own best ally. Author James Clear puts it really well. He says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." So obsessing over the goal, I must lose 20 pounds, creates pressure and panic, but building a system. I am a person who cooks a healthy dinner 3 nights a week. That's an identity. That's a promise you keep to yourself, not a punishment you endure.
And that's where we get practical. Because be more disciplined is too vague. It has to be broken down into stupidly small, almost laughably easy systems. This is where Clear's 2-minute rule is a game changer. The idea is that when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Want to read more? Don't commit to a chapter. Commit to reading 1 page. Your brain doesn't resist it because it's so easy.
Yes, it's about mastering the art of the start. The biggest hurdle is often just beginning. So you make the start so tiny that it feels absurd not to do it. I'll just put on my workout clothes. I'll just open my notebook. I'll just wash 1 dish. 90% of the time, once you start, you'll keep going. But even if you only do the 2 minutes, you've kept the promise, you've maintained the integrity of the system, and that reinforces the identity. I am someone who does what they say they'll do.
It completely removes the drama and the negotiation. Your brain loves to negotiate. Well, I don't have an hour to work out, so I guess I'll do nothing. But if the bar is 2 minutes, there's no argument. You just do it. And over time, those tiny starts build the neural pathways of a disciplined person. You're not relying on motivation, which comes and goes. You're relying on a micro-commitment that's so small, it's almost automatic.
But here's something we often ignore. You can have the best systems in the world, but if you're constantly drained, overwhelmed, or in a chaotic environment, they will fail. You have to manage your energy, not just your time. Real discipline involves the discipline to rest, the discipline to say no, the discipline to protect your focus.
100%. The writer Anne Lamott has this great line. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. Taking a strategic break, going for a walk without your phone, actually eating lunch away from your desk, these aren't breaks from discipline. They are acts of discipline. They're how you recharge the willpower muscle.
And your environment is your silent partner. If you're trying to write a book on the same laptop where you watch Netflix and scroll TikTok, you're fighting an uphill battle. If you're trying to eat healthy but your pantry is full of chips, you're relying on willpower every single second. Discipline is about being smart, not just being strong. Set up your surroundings so the right choice is the easy choice. Put your workout clothes by your bed. Delete social media apps during work hours. Prep healthy snacks on Sunday. You're designing a world that supports your goals, so you don't have to constantly fight your own impulses.
This is maybe the most important part. Because you will slip up. You will have a day where you eat the whole bag of chips, skip the workout, and binge watch a show. The old model of discipline says that's a failure, and you're a failure, and you have to start over with even more self-punishment. That's what creates the yo-yo effect.
The new model, the sustainable one, is about compassionate accountability. It's treating yourself like a good coach would. A good coach doesn't scream at you for missing a shot. They say, oh, okay, what happened? What were you feeling? What can we adjust for next time? You have to bring that curiosity, not judgment. The goal is to break the cycle of shame, because shame makes you want to hide and avoid the thing you failed at.
Exactly. The philosopher Aristotle wasn't talking about gym routines, but his idea of virtue applies here. He said virtue is found in the one golden mean, the right balance between excess and deficiency. Courage is the mean between recklessness and cowardice. Discipline, in a way, is the mean between rigid control and total impulsivity. Missing a day doesn't throw you into the category of impulsive failure. It's just data. It's feedback. You get to gently guide yourself back to the center, back to your systems, without the dramatic story that you've ruined everything. If you've been listening all the way through, thank you. We hope this reframes discipline not as a cage, but as the structure that actually sets you free. It's the agreement you make with yourself that lets you build a life you're proud of. One tiny, consistent step at a time.
Don't try to change everything tomorrow. Just pick one small thing. One 2-minute start. One environmental tweak. Be the kind, firm coach for yourself, not the drill sergeant. That's how you build something that lasts.
If this conversation made the idea of discipline feel a little less daunting and a lot more doable, then we've done what we hoped.
And if, once again, your coffee or tea got cold while you were hanging out with us,
Reheat it. Consider it a small, loving act for your present self. We see you trying. Keep going.
take good care of yourselves. We'll talk soon.